Hi guys, so in today's video I'm going to be testing a few new bits of Primark's makeup range. So I have a couple of the new sponges, like their mini little beauty blender dupes that are like the miniature versions. I've got a PS Pro sponge, I have a contour kit, I have a highlighting kit, and then I've got like a kind of all-in-one palette that's got like bronzer, highlight, eyeshadow, blush, and then I'm also going to be testing out the liquid lipsticks. I would have loved to have tested PS Pro's like full range, but I cannot find it anywhere. Like, I've been in so many different Primarks and I can't find the PS Pro stuff, so yeah. How annoying. If you guys are interested to hear my thoughts on what I thought of this kind of new-ish Primark makeup, then just keep watching. I have the PS Pro non-latex double round blender, which is highlighting and contouring flawless finish, and it's a really like odd shape, and this was £2. And then I also have the most adorable little things. If you saw my Primark haul, you would have seen these, and they're these tiny little sponges. These were also £2, and it's just like 3 mini beauty blenders. So please excuse my chipped nails, but this is what the sponge looks like, and then the mini sponges are so adorable. They're just like the cutest things I've ever seen. Oh yeah, and this nail broke, RIP. So I'm just gonna run these under the water to make them expand. So the big sponge actually expanded quite a lot, but like, I don't know if you guys can see this. It's really like thin in the middle and it makes it kind of top heavy, and I kind of feel like this is going to be annoying to blend with because the top of it kind of wiggles around so much. And then I wetted one of the mini ones and kept one normal, so you can kind of see the difference between them, and then I wetted this one as well, which expanded, and it looks like a little snowman. Compared to other like Primark sponges that I felt, this actually does feel like pretty soft and squishy. Other ones that I've had have been like rock solid, so hopefully this will do an okay job. I don't know which end of it to use. Okay, now let's try the other end. I'm actually just going to push my hair back with some cat ears. These are from Claire's if anybody's interested. Okay, so it was a bit of an awkward shape and I kind of used like all different sides of it, but it actually worked pretty well. Like, it felt really soft, it like bounced nicely against my skin, which I quite like in a beauty sponge. It wasn't like rock solid like others that I've tried, and I feel like it actually works pretty well for like £2. It was just a bit annoying how the shape of it is so weird. Like, this bit in the middle you can't really do anything with, so I just kind of held the bottom bit like a handle. By the way, for foundation I used the Revlon Colour Stay in the shade Buff. If anybody's interested, it will be linked down below. And my concealer is the Lasting Perfection by Collection, obviously. I have to say, these are a little bit fiddly to hold when you have super long nails. Okay, so this diddy little green sponge was a little bit harder than the orange sponge, but it did actually, again, like do a pretty good job, but I would just say it's a little bit fiddly to like hold. Don't know if that's just me, but yeah. So out of the two, this one was easier to hold because it's that tiny little bit bigger, but I feel like the other one was easier to get into like my inner corners of my eyes and stuff. So I do feel like overall my face doesn't have as much coverage as I normally would with like a brush or a beauty blender, but I do find that any sort of beauty sponge tends to absorb some of the product. It's not really pushing the product into my skin, it's making it just kind of sit on top, which is a bit strange. Okay, so overall my thoughts on the sponges. I do quite like the orange one, but I'm not a fan so much of the smaller ones. I just personally, like personal preference, can't really be bothered with them, and I think if I was using a beauty sponge, I'd want to use like all of the same one in like one go, and I wouldn't be bothered to get out like little tiny little ones as well. Also, I feel like I could definitely get more coverage and like it would be just as quick by using my finger like under my eyes, which is what I normally do, so yeah, there's that as well. So to powder my face, I'm going to use the contour kit. This was £6. I'm not going to lie, the main reason I got this is because I saw that it had a highlight in it and I just wanted to test the highlight, but I may as well go ahead and use the under eye powder to set my face. This yellow one I know will be too dark, but I will use this kind of paler one. Ooh, I accidentally dipped my brush into some of the highlighter and I've just put it on my cheek. Okay, so that did a pretty good job setting my face. I do actually quite like Primark's loose powder, so maybe this is a similar sort of formula. This one patch of highlight is really bothering me. Let me try and fix that. I do like how they have a slightly darker highlight and then a super bright highlight, and then they've obviously got the 4 contour shades. This one is probably the only one that I could use, and I feel like this even might be a bit dark for me, but I'll give it a go in a minute. I've then also got the complete face palette Nude collection, and this one has a mirror, so it comes with a highlight, a bronzer, which actually looks like it's paler than the one in the contour kit, so I'm going to try this one first. It's then got some eyeshadows, a blush and a lipstick, so I'm going to try the bronzer from this one first just because I feel like it's a little bit lighter, and then if I want to make it a little bit darker then I'll do the contour kit as well, if that makes sense. Oh shit, I've just dug my nail into the contour kit. Good start. Okay, so far that looks like it's actually a pretty good shade, like it's quite pale. It's a little bit more on the warm side because I guess it is a bronzer rather than a contour. I feel like that looks really patchy on my forehead. This is a shimmery bronzer. The bronzer has like a little bit of shimmer in it, which makes my forehead look like it's been highlighted, which is really quite strange. I feel like that makes it look really bad on my forehead. Also, my contouring skills, as we know, are not great, but yeah, that's not my favourite. I don't like how it's shimmery. Makes me look like I've got like lumps under my head. Like, it's just not very flattering. Okay, so over the top of that, I'm just going to try this shade from the contour kit, which is a bit more like ashy. Oh, that's too dark. That is also way too dark for me. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, this is a testing video, not a makeup tutorial. This colour is far too dark for my skin tone. Okay, so I feel like if you were more tanned than me, then you would be able to work with these colours, but just the fact that I'm so pale, like they show up so much, and because they're so pigmented, like pigmented is a good thing, but the issue is, I don't know if it's just the foundation I'm wearing or whatever, but once you put them on, they're then kind of there, and they're really hard to like blend out. So now I've just kind of got this patch, and like no matter how hard I blend it, it's just not like blending out. So, the bronzers, contour powders are not my fave, but I'm now going to try the blush from this little kit here. So now onto my favourite part, which is highlighting. I have so many highlighting products to test, and I'm just going to swatch all of them for you so you guys know my opinions and stuff. I have the Get Your Glow On Illuminating Highlighter collection, which was also £6. It just comes in a box like this, and then the products are inside. Like, how bulky and annoying is this? I'm barely getting anything on my fingers. This is literally the most amount of pigment I can get out of them. When I put them on my hand, they're literally like non-existent. What? I'm so confused. So I wouldn't really recommend the highlighters from that set. There's then 2 highlighters from the contour palette, which the first one is the most pigmented, intense highlight I've ever seen in my entire life. It's almost so soft that when you press your finger into it, it literally like smushes because it's such a soft, crumbly texture, but it is so intense. I'll do swatches. And then there's like a kind of more goldeny one, which isn't quite as soft, but they're both actually really, really soft and really pigmented. Oh my god. Look at that. So this is what those 2 highlighters look like. You can literally see it falling off my hand. Can you see that? It's literally crumbling off my hand as I'm talking. As I move my hand, it's literally falling off because it's so crumbly. There is then a highlight in this little kind of collection, which was £6, which is more kind of like goldeny. So that is that one added on top. Again, the texture was really like smooth and kind of crumbly as well. Okay, so this is what this one looks like. This one is definitely a lot more pigmented, and it's actually really pretty. So finally, I'm going to put on this one. Okay, so as you can see, this one is super intense. I literally just went like tap, like I tapped my brush in it a tiny bit and then tapped it off and then put it on my face. That is glowing. So I'm just gonna match it on the other side. Oh, that's way too much. And once it's on, like again, it's quite hard to blend out. So I'm now just gonna test out these 3 eyeshadows along the top, just because I may as well do that while I'm here. Okay, so that was pretty pigmented, but it's kind of gone a little bit patchy. By the way, I'm not deliberately trying to be like negative in this video, I'm literally just telling you guys my honest opinions on these products. So if that bothers you, then I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, this is amazing, when it's not like the best, you know? Okay, so I used less on my brush this side, and it definitely worked a lot better that way. So I'm then just gonna put a bit of the kind of goldeny colour on the, just all over my lids, and then I might put a bit of the highlight in my inner corners. Okay, so it looked like it was going to be really pigmented when it was on my brush. When you actually put it on your eyes, like, it doesn't really show up. Overall, the sponge, I quite liked the big one, not so much a fan of the small ones. In terms of the contour kit, I think it would be better if you were more tanned than me because I'm quite pale and they looked a little bit like muddy. The complete face palette is actually not bad. You just have to be quite careful because it is very, very pigmented, so you just want to like dip in your brush a tiny little bit at a time. I'm just going to fill in my eyebrows, do my eyeliner and add mascara, and then I will be back to test the lip products. Okay, so I'm back about half an hour later with my eyebrows done, my eyeliner and my mascara and lashes. I just put on a new pair of lashes, which are the Red Cherry 747s, and I think they're my new favourite. I'm pretty sure I say that every time I put on a new pair of lashes, but these are just so like lightweight, like so lightweight, but they just give like a little bit of volume and a little bit of like fluttery length. I actually want to buy like 10 pairs of these. They are so beautiful. And the eyelashes are from falseeyelashes.co.uk. I'll link them down below. They are so cheap. So in terms of lip products, I've got quite a few. So I've got 3 of the regular matte lipsticks in the shades Kim, Kendall and Kiki. I wonder who they got their inspiration from. I've used Kiki in a video before. I think it was in my makeup obsession testing video, so if you want to see what this looks like, it's in my makeup obsession video. And then I've got these 2. I then have one of the metallic liquid lipsticks in the shade Queen, which is like a gold metallic. And then I have this lip crayon in the shade Mushroom, I think. Yeah, this is in Mushroom, and this is beautiful. The texture of these is beautiful and I absolutely love this colour as well. So next I'm going to try on the shade Kim, which is like a pinky nude. Okay, so it's a little bit patchy. I feel like pinky nude colours that are this like nude and pink just don't really suit me at all, and also I don't like them because they make my teeth look yellow. I mean, if pinky nudes are your fave, then go for it. It's only like £2, but it's just not really my kind of colour. So next I'm going to test the Metal Matte Liquid Lipstick, which is in the shade Queen. The metallic ones, I don't know, they just smell weird. So it's quite sheer. It's really weird, I can literally feel it like drying down. And when I move my mouth, it kind of like cracks. Yeah, it's completely transfer proof. The final shade is called Kendall, and this one looks like it's going to be my favourite. I think I might have worn this in a video before. Okay, so this one in the shade Kendall definitely has the best formula out of those ones that I just tried. It's not patchy at all, and it was like really, really pigmented and smooth, and oh my god, I love this colour. In terms of the lipsticks, they can be a little bit hit and miss. This particular colour, which is called Kendall, I really, really like. I also do actually really like the dark one, which I think is called Kiki. And I quite like the metallic one, although it's like quite dry. And I'm not a fan of the shade Kim, just because it's not really for me, and it was definitely the patchiest out of the 3 that I tested. So that is it, you guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below what your favourite item is. Maybe just from like Primark's entire makeup range. I'd be really interested to know if you have any like hidden gems from Primark's makeup range. If you aren't already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would subscribe. I do quite a lot of Primark related videos, so if you like Primark, then this is probably the place to be. And yeah, I hope you're all having a lovely day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!